Boarding the train is also very difficult.
We need more coaches so that people can travel with ease.
This program, which will run until January 5, 2025, aims to ease transportation costs for Nigerians during the Christmas and New Year celebrations, a period many travel to celebrate with their loved ones. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Agenegbode, Edo State.
A senior economist, SPM Professionals, Paul Alaje, joins me on the news at 10 for more updates. Mr. Alaje, what is your take about this free train ride initiative and what is its economic significance?
Yeah, thank you so very much for having me. First, I must say that this is good news. Anything that we make our people have significant ease in their disposable income, it's a welcome development. I'm particularly happy that the president has declared free train ride on several routes. I recall that President Buhari did similar thing, and we praise the same thing that the President Buhari did. What seems to have happened now is that President Tinubu has become more deliberate, and he has reasoned that disposable income has been emaciated as a result of high inflation, poor exchange rates, and a lot of pressure that because of high prices that are significant in people's income. So for me, it's good news. What does it mean to our people? What does it mean to Nigeria? You can now save money you would have spent on transport. Two, the rail is relatively safe. I know people will say, oh, but we have seen an incident that happened in Kaduna. For one train incident, you can imagine what has happened on the road. So if you still compare the level of accidents, train is still relatively safe. It's much safer than some other means of transport, even though air transport is said to be the most safest. But we must understand that not everybody can afford to fly, you know, from that kind of distance. So I'm particularly happy because this will help to save people's cost of transport, especially at this very important moment when people will like, the chances that people will travel at this very important moment is very high. And it's also going to help boost economic activity when people move from one place to another, especially for festive purposes or reasons. We know that they are going to be part of the economy where they are going to. And you see, something that is very important is psychonomics, not just economics, where psychology of the people are positive and they contribute, they are well in their mind to even be good economic agents. When people unite with their family members, with their loved ones, with their friends, from areas where they were not before, maybe area home, coming from work, is always good. And we must commend this positive gesture that we have seen and that's been announced by Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Alaje. And we had some passengers there calling for more coaches. What do you think we can do to improve this kind of, this form of transportation, really?
I think one agency of government that has not disappointed Nigeria in recent time is the Nigeria Railway Corporation. We need to do everything to support the corporation. I have said that the current administration needs to connect the entire Nigeria. First of all, connect the entire Western Nigeria and Eastern Nigeria. When I say Western Nigeria, I'm not saying Southwest or Southeast. I'm saying from the bottom east to the top east, from the bottom west to the northwest, and the center of Nigeria together. It's important to connect via rail. This is an investment that you will do and you have impact. I'll give you an instance. Look at Lagos State. The Lagos State government had an alliance with the Nigerian Railway Corporation through the Ministry of Transport, Federal Government of Nigeria. We now have Lagos train running on red line. It's running. It's running. It's not story. Look at another one, blue line Lagos is doing. There is purple line coming up in Lagos. There is green line coming up in Lagos. All manner of things coming up. It is this kind of news we can now project the quality of life in Lagos. So this rail track did not pass only through Lagos. It passed through Ogun. It passed through several other parts. It passed through Kaduna. What can all those states also do? Because as federal government is doing its bit, we need states to also contribute so that the impact of economic concerns will not be much on the people. And this is what I think authorities should do. Coaches, more training, especially for the on-ground staff, passengers handling, effectiveness of online stuff. So because of the kind of pressure, you also know that IMF, World Bank had mentioned total number of people that became poorer. They also have right to leave. So it's our job to improve in terms of quality of training, but most importantly, we need to vote more to the railway, because see that we have given a little and we have seen results. We need to give more to them.
I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Alhaji.
We'll see major expansion.
Yes, and it's interesting to know that infrastructure is actually second top priority in this 2025 budget estimates that the president, presented to the National Assembly. So what are your expectations as we forge ahead on this?
Well, for me, I want to believe that the president is listening. I understand that perhaps he's on break, but as a president, even on break, you are working, he's already getting feedbacks of what Nigerians are saying and what economists are saying. This is investment in the right direction. If he needs to adjust the budget he just submitted, in case enough fund is not voted to the railways, he needs to do that. If he needs to call governors that have access to rail track, this is what that should be encouraged. At the end of the day, we're in government to serve the people, especially when we have made some tough decisions. How can we also give back to them? This is a viable way of giving back to them. Can we also extend this, even especially the narrow gauge? Can we extend it to carry cargo, to carry containers, so that it can ease traffic, especially during this season? These are things that I think Mr. President and the Ministry of Transport can do to support the railway corporation.
Yes,
states such as Lagos, for being Lagos is a started, among others, so that we can have that impact in the life of our people.
And it's a good way.
And of course, I'm sure they will be happy to be there.
It's a good way to leave the conversation. Senior economist with SPM Professionals, Paul Alhaji, thank you very much for talking to us on TVC News at 10.